Hello, it's me, Fidiscus Jiskik. I've got a replay here on Rivendell between IamSnitch, the man from CO Select, and Kantbei, who's extremely active in the Advanced Wars by Web Discord server. Snitch handed me this replay himself, which I really appreciate because I've been editing the video that I'm going to release this weekend, and man, editing is a lot of work. Editing is for the birds, so God bless Snitch for getting me out of that and getting me into something that I enjoy doing, looking at Advance Wars replays. So, I know that Kantbei has been playing around with Jess. There was a game that he played on From Wharf to Wilds that I took a look at but didn't upload a replay of because I didn't really have anything to say about it. I don't know anything about Jess. Jess is really hard. And Snitch, I guess, is also looking into helping Kantbei out with Jess. So that's the lore here. This is a league match, but we'll go ahead and get into it. They're both around 1,000 rating, I believe. 1,000, as the good players say. Already, this is pretty interesting to me. Not going for this close cap. I don't know anything about. Rivendell is really hard because these mountainous formations make it impossible for you to defend your HQ. Like, it's so hard to get here. I hate it. So, this infantry is going to get out and I suppose make the cap on these contested properties before Snitch can get comfy capping stuff like this back airport. Snitch disagrees. Snitch is going to go for the back cap. This is what I would expect to see, but I don't know which play is better. It may be that Kantbei is afforded the ability to do this because of the first turn advantage counter. I'm always curious to see what interesting things players can do with their FTA counter. Okay, so I'm guessing that Kantbei's going to capture this and then go. So, like, man, this is so hard to plan around. How do you do this? This dock exists, and you know that's free income if you can get it, but getting it's a pain because you can't just move on to it because this ocean is in the way. If you capture this, then what do? You go, I suppose you go over here, but then you haven't got this dock. I suppose this infantry can go down and then capture the dock and then the city and then maybe go over here, but it's not easy to go over here because this mountain's in the way. Neither of these infantry will be helping support this front, which is perhaps an issue depending on how aggressive Snitch wants to be over here. This is so hard to plan. This is so hard to plan. So this is another interesting thing. Snitch is trying to get this airport on the defense, or on Snitch's aggressive side. Kantbei is not going for the airport. Maybe that's like a Jess thing. I don't know. You know, you're not inclined to build airplanes as Jess, but everybody talks about how like the 90% battle copters, they might as well be 100% battle copters. They're not that different. So yeah, Kantbei is going to go grab it. The infantry on Kantbei's defensive side that did the back cap on the city closest to the base is going for the second city, not the dock. Snitch found a way to comfortably maneuver an infantry onto the dock. Yeah, you can go straight south and then get it, but that almost requires too many infantry. No, Snitch. I like Snitch's play here better because it makes more sense for it to go all the way back to the dock and then come towards this city. This is a good play. I was just assuming that Kantbei was making a good play, but I think that in reality that having seen Snitch do this, Kantbei would have done the same thing in the following turn with this infantry, but got duped out of it. So that gives me something to replicate next time I'm on Rivendell. So I'm glad this replay has already been fruitful to me. And so here's where problems got to start to arise, is that this infantry is out in the middle of nowhere. It just didn't teach her men how to attack, so this guy is just completely defenseless. Normally, I think this attack would be pretty good, even from 6 HP onto the 7 HP. Yeah, there's a not insignificant chance that this just goes terribly wrong, and that chance doesn't really hold up for non-Jess characters. This thing, this battle just can't go well at all. There's no way that Kantbei could win this, unfortunately. 5 HP is too much, and this infantry can't be reinforced because Kantbei has all these infantry in the back. He doesn't have enough money to build a vehicle on the left side to reinforce these infantry either, which is super sad. It's tragic. Okay, so it seems like this cap phase has been generally more successful. Well, no, because this is, they're not exactly on even turns. Yeah, so yeah, I can say good things about Kantbei's cap phase, except for the fact that this infantry is in real sorry shape. Snitch doesn't want to keep fighting it, but there's not a good reason to stop precisely. Maybe there is. It can't cap this turn. Snitch's turn, it's gonna get healed. You can come back and kill, I think. 2 tanks on the aggressive side for Kantbei. Kantbei is going to have to go in. This map is so weird. This copter is going to very likely take this infantry to the command tower. It wasn't that copter. Or it wasn't that infantry. Another tank for Snitch on the defensive side. I'll say this, Kantbei getting this this very, very far forward city is really, really good and impressive. This is really, really strong, it feels like. Also feels like Snitch probably could have stopped this one more turn. It would have been worth it. Still won't get capped, I don't think. But getting this city is, it feels like a really, really big deal. So here's a defensive side tank from Kantbei. It's an artillery on the offensive side. Snitch will have all of the funds needed to respond though. Sure enough, Kantbei cannot complete the capture on this city, even though it's less contested than, well, maybe it's equally as contested. Yeah, they're basically the same. This feels more contested because it's between the two, where this is going to take more time for the defensive side base to reinforce. Snitch building 2 tanks. So it's actually pretty even when it comes to tanks. Because now they both have 4. Or no, wow. Kantbei has 5 tanks, which means that there. Oh no, there's only 2 bases on this map. I was thinking that there's a 3 base map because it looks like it's big enough to be one, but no, there's just a 2 base map. So Kantbei just builds 2 tanks. That's totally fine. That puts Kantbei decisively at a 1 tank advantage plus the artillery. However, Snitch is going to start capping this comm tower, and Kantbei does not yet have a way to weasel his way onto hills. I don't think that Jess infantry can start like attacking this. What's the lowest it'll get? 6. I'll be nice and say that it does 6. Yeah, they can't. These 2 infantry can't stop this. They can't get this infantry off this turn, which is a huge issue. It means that Kantbei has got to commit the tank to doing it, which might be no, because the tank itself won't be able to. I don't know what. There's no way that Kantbei can put the tank in a defensible location on the city and get this infantry off. The problems just keep adding up. This is a good move. Sort of. I don't know. This is a good attack, I think. But I'm not sure that it addresses the actual issues that Kantbei is having, which is distinctly on this side of the map. Yeah, this just feels awful to me. This is, I think I've played 1 game as Jess, and I never want to again. Strong player, Snitch captures the command tower first. So now, actually, Snitch's vehicles are just as good as Kantbei's, and all of the infantry are like 20% better. Right? 10% attack is just not that much. What? Okay. Okay, this mech was made out of... This is maybe a desperation mech. Maybe it's also necessary. A necessary desperation mech. Stitch has 8 tanks at this point. Kantbei has 7 tanks. They're all over here. They're not doing anything. The vast majority of Kantbei's tanks are just on his side of the aggressive part of the map. So these tanks need to move up and into this zone that all of Snitch's tanks are in, it feels like. Otherwise, these tanks are going to gravitate towards the left side of the map. And then what? Just sending like one of these tanks over this way at a time. Like, this is an effective, what do they call it, supply line of tanks. They need this in Fire of War a lot, where like, as long as you can just you can make the same set of moves with an infantry or with a unit you produce for one base. So this tank goes here, this tank goes here, and this tank goes wherever you need it on this front. So this base, even though it's the defensive base technically, is supplying the aggressive front over the course of 3 turns. But it's because there's no interruption going on over here, it's actually over the course of 1 turn. If Kantbei is able to swoop in with these tanks that he's got and interrupt it, that would be pretty damaging, it seems. As it stands, there's just going to be way more tanks than Kantbei can deal with on this aggressive side of the map for Snitch. That is a terrifying T-Copter play. I never want to see that again. I want to have nightmares about that. And think about how hard it is to defend this side of the map. What's Kantbei gonna do? He's gonna send this tank like here and then here. There's going to be enough units to block this tank off of the HQ. And if it goes this way, then that means it's not going this way. That means all these tanks are going to come in and try to cover his base. And if they cover his base, then that's GG. If this base gets covered, I think you just lose. I don't know how you would win. What just happened? What? Oh, I see. Kantbei's been shooting at this. So that... Okay. Medium tank. This is good. This is something. This is a way that Kantbei can get back in this game. Okay, these tanks are moving into a place where they can start getting rowdy. Don't like that. Was that a discovered attack? No. That's why I don't like it, because it stops this infantry. Snitch is just sneaking around this left side of the map, and it looks so bad. This reminds me a lot of the game that I've played on Rivendell. It was against Colonel Oscopy. I'm pretty sure that's still up if anybody wants to take a look at it. And basically the exact same thing happens to me where... Well, it's actually a lot worse the way it happens to me. I don't get any of these middle properties at all. And the left side of the map becomes completely unworkable for me. Okay, so Kantbei, also a good player. Camping the comm tower first. He's got a bonus vehicle. Bonus vehicle movement, is that right? Maybe the regular power doesn't do that. Just refuels. Maybe Jess doesn't do that at all. I don't even know what her powers do. Haha. Okay. Kantbei at least can pretend to be in control of the side of the map with this tank. Vehicles do gain 1 movement. I thought so. This is really bad. This is a lot of funds that Snitch has. And this darn mountain, this cursed mountain, makes getting into like fight these things impossible. It's just so. I hate this formation. This is so hard to do anything with. Look at this tank's movement. It's just. This is with a bonus movement, by the way. This is moving more than it normally would be able to. Okay, that's something that it can do. It looks useful. I think that Kantbei doesn't want to move it too far from the mech, which is, it's good play for sure. Okay, this is starting to look a lot better for Kantbei on the right side. This base will be able to heal up, or this city will be able to heal up the infantry, and then he's got an actual capture threat over here. I don't. Maybe this anti-air is not supposed to protect the medium tank, but it's supposed to protect the HQ. That wouldn't be bad. I don't know, because he's just gonna side slip, isn't he? He's just gonna side slip. I can see this. This is Snitch's tank. It's gonna go to here. And then it's not gonna go to here because he's got side slip of field. It's gonna go to here. And this is where they fight. It's not even necessary. Yeah, I don't think that there's anything that Kantbei can do anymore. I'm pretty sure this is game over. Because next turn, Kantbei's turn, can't kill this. Let's say he gets power somehow. If he activates his power, he can move here and kill this. Doesn't matter. Snitch next turn starts capping, and then he moves this infantry over here, and then that's it. This is just too many darn tanks. Why did he move his battle copter? He could have protected this. This isn't obligated. Like, he's obligated to take that attack. Okay, well, I think that this was either Snitch is BMing, and if he's BMing, that's fine. You have every right to do that. But it seems like Snitch didn't realize that the goal of the game is to capture the HQ. Because if Snitch had that goal in mind, then Snitch would not have cared what happens to his these battle copters at all. What he could have done was start capping and kept these units here. Like, all he's got to do is move. Okay, move this to protect the battlecopter, and move this to protect the battlecopter, and then this tank cannot one-shot either of these units. There's the only two things in range. Then the game is over. Like, it's just, it's just over. So that's an easy thing to lose sight of. And truthfully, I'm pretty confident that it doesn't matter, because Snitch is in such a good position with so many units on this left side of the map that delaying the HQ cap by one turn isn't that big of a deal, which is why it could be just be Snitch. Snitch is a good player. I'll give it up. He knows he can win. So you know, why win when you can win? Oh, that's good. Okay, yeah, this is probably the final throws. Yeah. What a rough game. What a rough game. It's really hard to point out like a specific thing where Kantbei could have, like, I'm not a Jess master. I don't know a damn thing about Jess. This was one thing. This was one thing that would have been definitely good. Is I'm not sure that it would have. I'm not sure that this would have been a objectively stronger cap phase to send this thing like Snitch did. And I'm not going to do the math to find out. I'm lazy. I'm not going to do that. But it seems to me that this feels a lot better to go from the port to the city and then to the defensive side. That seems a lot nicer. And then leaving this this wasn't that bad either. I don't know. This time Kantbei does have more funds than Snitch, so Kantbei might have done at least something right when it comes to that. Not being able to get this city, despite sending the infantry out there, is really rough. Jess, I know, needs to move infantry in different ways because her infantry can be blocked in more significant ways than others because of their reduced damage. She can't just like fight infantry to infantry, and that is unfortunately the situation Kantbei was put in. Not a lot of choice in the matter. I don't know if there was better things closer to home that Kantbei could have tried to take. Maybe going for like this, but that is really, really defensive, and it's not a good way to get over there either. The natural progression of things does seem to be taking this and taking that, but using this artillery to blow open the pipe seam was also actually like not helpful. How long did it stay there? approximately forever. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3 turns that it had to fire on this thing. And it could have been defending other things on the map at this point, like, what's like a good example of something that it could have been defending? Could be participating in this, up on this right side, because you can send it, here, I believe. Yeah, you can send it here. So, like, goes up here. That's fine, it goes from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put it here, and then, you're never in danger of losing this space to Snitch. These attacks wouldn't really be possible with an artillery over here. The downside would be that Kantbei would have had to produce either a black boat or really a T-copter. The T-copter is a smarter decision, probably. Black boat gets there faster, so there's that, I suppose, but it's like 2,500 funds. It's a pretty significant difference. Yeah, like definitely I feel that producing this medium tank was one of the few things that Kantbei could have done to stay relevant on the side, but it ended up not doing anything at all. Just got bogged down. And I don't know how to avoid that, because this terrain fixture over here just makes vehicles produced from this base absolutely painful. Just painful is the best way I could describe it. This thing can't go anywhere. It's so hard to move. And you need stuff to be able to go around to defend your HQ, or around this way to defend your HQ. Rivendell is really, really hard to play. That's my idea. It feels like once a player gets an advantage on the aggressive side, it's just so hard to come back, and I'm not sure that it's possible to come back. So maybe I'll take a look at some more Rivendell games, and I'll see a way that your HQ can be defended, or I'll just see that the player that gets aggressive earlier on the on that side of the map with the airport on it is always the winner. Maybe that's the case. It certainly felt the case in my game. I got crushed. I might have gotten crushed for other reasons, because I don't think I did a good job of capping my back properties either, but it's not easy to tell. I think that does it for my thoughts on this game. Well paid to Snitch and Kantbei. I hope that Kantbei's figured out something about Jess. I don't feel like I contributed a whole lot, because I don't think that things that I went over were necessarily Jess specific. I don't know anything about her. Kantbei certainly knows more about Jess than I do. But it's a really hard map. Snitch, thanks for handing it to me. Do appreciate it. Next time, make sure that you just capture the HQ and protect the things that capture the HQ rather than try to fight. You could have won this game like a turn and a half earlier or something. Unless you were BMing, in which case, carry on. Community tournament at 100 subs. Check it out. Scripted content this week. It'll be out, I promise. I'm going to do it. It's really, really hard to edit, and I do want to do at least one other replay analysis today on Lucifer. I've got too many games on Lucifer to not do a replay analysis and educate myself a little bit about that map. Other than that, dpsi has released his season review playlist. It's got games in 700s, 800s, 900s, 1000s, 1100s, 1200s, 1300s, and 1400s. He's got all of those games on his channel. So do give dpsi duck a follow. Thanks for watching. Good luck.